Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 4 of Paranormal Watchtower with myself, Brandon Kramer, Ray Wright over here, as always. We are super excited to bring you this episode. We have a great couple coming in. We have brought in seasoned investigators for you tonight as a special guest. Before we get into that, Ray, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How you doing? How was your
Not too
Easter?
Easter was good. Easter was good. It was pretty mundane with the kids being older and stuff like that. Um, Anything exciting happened with you since last week?
I don't think so. Same old Nebraska.
Same old Nebraska. Same roosters
Same
crowing
roosters.
and
Got some new goats.
yeah.
Guess that's different.
So let me ask you this: my daughter, my daughter is driving now or attempting to.
We've
So
heard that.
almost every day I got to take her for a drive. We went to Burger King today, right?
All right.
Or not Burger King? No, I'm sorry, Wendy's. Took her to Wendy's for the first time.
It's better.
She's never been there before.
She
It was
never
good.
been to Wendy's?
Never. Nope. She's 19 and never been to Wendy's. She flipped out over the square burgers.
Goodness.
Yeah. But anyway.
Did she like it?
Yeah, she did. She did. Hers was a little better than mine because my fries had a hair in them.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And it was a black hair. And I'm like, okay, it checks out.
It checks out.
Yeah. It makes sense. If it was a whole white crew in the back, it would have been different. I would have been more scared because I would have known it didn't come off their head. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I do know what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but no, it was all right. So let me ask you this. Are you the type of guy who will pull the hair out of his fries and keep going, or do you throw the whole thing out?
I mean, if it's my hair, I'll keep going. If it's not, then no, I'm throwing it out.
Really? You throw out a whole fry just because there was a hair in it?
Every last bit of it.
Really?
You don't know where that hair's been?
Not me. I pulled that hair out and just kept eating.
Yeah, but you're from Wisconsin, so that's like I can't do it. Like that's just gross.
You can't do it. I just kept right on going.
I'm sure you did. Was it
So
good though?
it well, it was pretty damn good. I got the Baconator.
Oh God, I haven't had one of those forever.
Yeah, yeah. It was a little drier than I remember, but anyways. So are you excited about our guest? I think this has been a long time coming since we brought.
We've been putting it off for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
I think it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited about it mainly because I know what kind of evidence these people bring to the table. I know that nothing is going to be set up or nothing's going to be faked, and that I can trust these people to give us real evidence, which is very comforting nowadays considering what we normally see online, if you catch my drift.
Yeah, I catch your drift.
Yeah. So I think maybe we should bring him in. What do you think, Ray?
Man, if you're ready, I think they're ready. You guys ready?
Ready? You guys
chat?
ready? All right. Well, let's introduce Kyle and Des. Welcome in.
What's up, guys?
What is up?
Utah Paranormal in the house.
How you guys been?
We're good, man. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Did you do anything for Easter?
We did a goat sacrifice.
Again?
Yeah, every Easter, it's a tradition. I mean, you got to do that, right?
Well, I suppose, so does Ray send you the goats or?
Low key. Low key.
Oh, sorry, Katie. Sorry, Katie. I mean,
I didn't know if you had like hid some eggs for you got a new niece or something, don't you?
Yeah, we have a new niece. She's not quite a year old.
She's just over a year old.
Oh, she's just over a year old. But no, actually, we had my brother's birthday party that we celebrated on Easter. His birthday's on the 19th, so we went to his house and had a little get together. So that was fun.
Yeah, there was an Easter egg hunt for our nephews, but
And then we played some cornhole, and I kicked everybody's ass.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you really, or are you just telling us that?
No, I really
we
did.
really did.
Let's start with the basic question. How long have you been in the paranormal field?
Um, that depends as far as collecting evidence or experiencing the paranormal.
How about
Both.
both?
Um, well, I know myself, my first experience was when I was 5 years old, and it's just been a continuous stream of nonstop experiences ever since. Um, Des, I believe she was a young teenager at the time or something. I don't know. Tell them the story.
Yeah, first experience, uh, like 11, maybe 12. I can't remember exactly how old I was. Um, the whole experience. Want to know the whole story?
Well, yeah, that's what this is all about.
Right. We were living in a little tiny apartment complex, and my dad had drawn a picture of a woman, a ghost that he had seen, and left the drawing on the table or whatever. And the next day I was alone, and I had taken a shower, and there was like when you first went into the bathroom, there was just a vanity with the mirror, and then there was another door that separated the shower and the toilet. And when I got out of the shower, on the mirror, like drawn in the condensation, was the exact same picture that my dad had drawn of like this ghostly woman figure. So that was like,
Now, now your dad drew a picture of a ghost. Did I hear that right?
yeah,
So
like,
your dad saw stuff too?
yeah,
Yeah.
my dad was a lot like Kyle, honestly, as far as that goes.
And then something drew it on the mirror in the bathroom. That would freak me out. I'm just gonna say that.
Scared. And then I've been investigating probably since about 2009. I was with a team here in Utah for a while.
Was this before Kyle?
Yeah, this was before I was with, well, no, I was
Well, no,
with Kyle, but
we've been
he
together
wasn't
since,
doing it with me.
right.
Oh,
So
that's
we've been
cool.
together since 2007, and she joined this paranormal research team of Utah, and she was constantly trying to get me to go with because
Always.
I'm like a magnet to these things. And I'm like, we have enough of this shit going on in our house. I don't need to be out searching for it and, bringing more stuff home with us. So I was very hesitant because I was already like a day-to-day basis. I was already dealing with stuff like this every single day. So I was very hesitant to actually get out and like start provoking and um, trying to invite more activity into my life intentionally. But it wasn't up until probably, I don't know, I would say close to 9 years, 8 or 9 years after Des started doing it with a team that I finally was like, all right, because mine's weird, man. Like I started having real bad panic attacks, and I think it's because I was putting up a wall to try to close myself off from the paranormal stuff that was happening to me and the entities and spirits or whatever you want to call them that were constantly trying to reach out. And so I was like intentionally trying to shut them out, and I feel like that's what was causing a lot of my episodes and panic attacks. So eventually I just said, fuck it. And I'm just going to let it all open and I'm going to open myself up 100% to it. And when I did that, it's like a huge weight had lifted off of me. Is the only way I can really explain it. So I don't know. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I wouldn't wish this ability on anybody because I believe it's more of a curse than it is anything else, but that doesn't mean it hasn't had its
Perks.
yeah, perks and good like good returns, positive returns.
Well, I've we've all in here, everybody in here, we've all been friends for quite some time. So I've been able to kind of keep tabs on you guys a little bit and watch some of the things that you've been doing and seeing some of the evidence that you've gotten. And some of it is, top notch. There's no doubt about it. I know. I heard you brought some of the footage with you tonight, so that we're going to be able to show our audience some of the things that you have been experiencing over the last few years, at least. I look forward to that. That's going to be coming up here shortly. Some from videos, from what I hear, and then I guess I don't know if Ray's going to pick them or if you're going to pick them, but either way, I think we're all in for a treat.
Definitely.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I try to get the best ones possible, for sure.
I'm just going to go down the line. We'll see what happens.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here's the one I'm going to start with. Hold on here.
Oh,
You see it?
the infamous Christmas tree picture.
Right.
Oh yeah, I think
Now-
we've all seen it.
Yeah. A lot of
All right, now can you zoom in on that, Ray, so that people can actually? Before you do that, let's get us a very quick 30-second background on this picture.
So the way this came to fruition, I guess, or happen, was I was doing a live stream investigation inside of our office in the other room. And Des was in bed. It was probably 2 or 3 in the morning. It was 4 days before Christmas in 2020. And I was getting ready to end the live. I was going through the house, shutting all the lights and stuff off. And I was walking through the living room, which is where this tree is at. And somebody in the live said, "Hey, there's something over to your left." And so I kind of panned over, and then like, if you've ever watched a TikTok live stream, you'll see a huge lag when a bunch of people try to comment at the same time. And it was just one after the other, probably three or four dozen people like, "Dude, there's seriously something standing over there." And so by the time I panned over, this thing was gone. But when I went back on the timestamp, because you guys know that when you want to save something for review later, kind of put your hand up against, make some sort of gesture to kind of timestamp the video. So that's what I did. And I went back, and that is what I saw. And I immediately just kind of, I don't know, man. It was a very eerie type of feeling because there's something off about that thing. Like, you can see it's translucent.
So for those of you who can't see what Kyle's talking about, there is a figure standing on the right side of the Christmas tree, actually in the branches, it looks like. If we can bring it in a little better.
And that Christmas tree is about 7 feet tall. So I would say that thing's about was standing about 4 feet.
oh yeah.
Now, this is a screen grab?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
So
I thought this was a photo you took.
no, it's a screenshot from the live stream.
It looks like it has, eyeballs,
Yeah.
those weird little chicken feet.
Yeah, if you look at the legs, that's what freaked me out the most, man, was there's like
Oh, God.
very skinny legs and then like chicken feet.
Yeah, it does look like
That's
it.
horrifying. I never noticed that.
Mm.
Very, very weird. I mean, I've never seen anything like it with my own two eyes before or after. It blows me away every time I look at it, honestly. Like,
And your viewers actually saw this.
oh yeah, there was over 100 people that witnessed it. Like I said, there was probably 3 or 4 dozen that were like, "Dude, turn around, turn around. There's something standing right there."
Man,
And
that's
I was
crazy.
just turning around to shut all the lights and stuff off in the house before I ended the live and go to bed. And yeah,
It's definitely good. It's not too often that you get a picture or a figure, that you can see that well.
Right. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot.
And I'm not gonna lie, like if somebody just sent me this in an inbox or Instagram, whatever, I would probably call that fake if I didn't know you. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Like
Like,
because
that's
if it
incredible.
was a photo, just a regular photo, then anybody could have superimposed whatever they wanted over it. But I because it was pulled off of a TikTok live, I think that gives it a little bit more credibility.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah, it's very weird. And the feeling I got when I saw that was like an inhuman type of energy.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. There's something about it that's just, it almost seems like it's drawing energy
The tree.
from the tree, from the lighting.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
There's several times every year when the tree will just turn on or be on when we wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, do you think this is something that's come through your spirit box and stuff when you've been live, or do you think it's just a passer through?
I don't know. I feel like it's something that was just there momentarily and
Mhm.
has never came back.
Yeah, just a passer through
Traveler.
Yeah.
traveler taking advantage of the situation, the energy, you know.
That's just an incredible.
I believe that was actually the same live stream where a pill bottle was thrown from one side of the room to the other.
And
Oh,
this all happens in your house, right?
What was that?
This all happens in your house, right?
Yeah,
A
so
lot of it, yeah.
a lot of it, yeah. So a lot of this stuff has happened here, and we keep a lot of haunted objects in that office where we were live streaming from that night. And like I said, that pill bottle getting tossed across the room was absolutely insane. There's no way like I could have done it. I was literally sitting with, my phone in one hand and like a K2 meter in the other. And I'm just sitting there, and 10 feet away on the other side of the room, this pill bottle just goes against the wall. We're like,
okay.
what the hell?
Something just popped. An idea just popped into my head. Since it's your footage, on a scale of quality of evidence, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would you give that photograph of everything you've ever collected? Rate it 1 through 10.
Well, I'll let Des answer this too. But I would say it's honestly one of the best. As a paranormal investigator, it's something that we all strive to capture at
Right.
least once. But I would give it an 8 out of 10 solely because I don't have the full video.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
If I had the full video,
Mm-hmm.
easily got a 10 out of 10. But because it is a still frame grab, like a screenshot from the live, it's, I don't know, compared to some of the other videos we may see tonight.
Right.
Um, yeah, I'd give it an 8.
I would agree with that. And for the same reasons, honestly. Like I said, it's hard to get a shot like that of I don't know if I'd say it's a full body apparition, but I guess so. There's legs, arms,
Yeah,
I
it's
would call it.
definitely
pretty much.
yeah. And I looked hard. I really looked at that photo to try to figure out if it was any kind of a lens flare or anything like that. And to be honest with you, I just can't see it. I can't see a way that could be done. And I'm not a photographic, professional, but from all the pictures that I've seen and stuff like that, it looks like, to me, it looks like something is there. It looks like it doesn't look fake. It looks good. It looks real good.
It is the kind of thing anybody sees is going to at first be skeptical about.
Oh, 100%.
Just
Right.
because
And
You're gonna have to question it.
I've openly put that photo out there for criticism and critique from my peers, from the general public. I'm like, try to debunk this because I can't.
Right.
I've tried and I've stared at this thing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, and every single time I cannot debunk what it is. So
Well, good. That was a good capture. Congratulations. I like it.
Thank you.
It's pretty crazy.
Okay, so I am very skeptical of these types of I call them like celebrity chasers or like these hacks. Like do you care if I name drop in here?
No, absolutely. Go ahead. Who cares?
Okay. So these hacks like Stephen Huff, like Huff Paranormal. I mean, there's quite a few others like him that when a celebrity dies, they immediately, while the body is still warm, they immediately just for views try to call out and communicate with these people who have recently passed on, and it's always celebrities or high profile figures. And I think it's absolutely disgusting that people do this. I think trying to get notoriety from somebody's name that was famous and who has recently died, I'm totally against it. And so in this clip, we thought just for shits and giggles that we would use our portal boxes and try to reach out to Jeffrey Dahmer. And I believe it was around the same time that Dahmer documentary had came out.
Well, if I remember correctly, it was someone in the chat who asked us to try to communicate with Jeffrey Dahmer, and then Kyle was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
Right. I was like, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. But I did just to, and I was trying to prove them wrong. Like this isn't going to work. There's no way this is going to work. I have no connection with Jeffrey Dahmer for one.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously have never met the guy.
Well, I think the video will probably speak for itself.
Oh, 100%.
So,
and you'll see me eating my own
words,
pride and words, and yeah.
That's all right. Well, let's watch it, and then we'll save the commentary till after. Let's just let her rip.
I'll bite. This is the only time you'll ever hear me say anything ridiculous like this. Is Jeffrey Dahmer here?
Probably.
That was a full sentence.
Yeah, it was.
All right, Jeffrey Dahmer, now's your chance to speak. Supposedly you talked to Huff Paranormal or Stephen Huff. Can you come talk to us? Who are you directing that at? That just said Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, I did. I heard it. Just heard it.
I swear to God, that just said Dahmer clear as day, dude.
Yes, it did. That's pretty weird. No, it's just coincidence, Kyle. It's just radio. The radio just happened to say Jeffrey Dahmer after we were talking about him.
How the I didn't want that to happen because now I have to eat my words. I was not a believer in it. Now, that's not to say something's not mimicking. So let's just put that out there.
Right, that very well could be the
It could be a mimic.
It could be some asshole ghost saying Jeffrey Dahmer messing with us.
Right. Either way, that was pretty intelligent to say Dahmer.
Exactly. But, you know what skeptics will say? Well, it was just chatter and you heard what you wanted to hear.
Yeah, us and however many you got. And
yeah, the 85 people over here that heard it.
Yeah.
I must say, like, That's kind of weird hearing Brandon's voice coming through that video because I kept thinking he was talking on the podcast.
I did too for a second, and it's my video.
So
Yeah, I I don't know, man.
made
That's
you
a
eat your words. That's funny.
I mean, I'll admit, when I'm wrong or if something surprises me that I wasn't expecting, I'll admit it. I'm not gonna go down with the ship unless I mean, when it comes to the paranormal, I will 100% be transparent all the time. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting Dahmer to come through. Like, what are the chances of that? Like you heard Brandon say in the video, skeptics will say this, but when's the last time Dahmer was said over a radio within the last 40 years?
That was
Yeah.
pretty
In case
cool.
you're wondering why I'm not in the chair, I'm working out a really bad leg cramp for some reason. As soon as that video popped up,
Got to eat some potassium, bro.
oh,
Get you some
man,
bananas.
bad. Anyway, but in the beginning of the video, when Kyle first asks to speak to Dahmer, it says, "Did somebody say my name?" or something like that.
Yeah, I just heard my name.
Yeah, and that right away after I heard that, it was like, okay, now I'm hooked. Now I got to know what else happens.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was great. We did try to replicate that about a year and a half later. Didn't go nearly as well as the first time, which only gives validity to the first one, in my opinion.
I don't think I've ever heard Dahmer come through on a box.
Yeah, and all the investigations we've ever done, I can't think of a second time we've heard it. Just that once.
Not even Dahmer, but any of the top serial killers. Like none of their names have ever came through.
Well, and we had mentioned Steve Huff too, and it said Huff a few times.
Yeah. Twice. And it said his name in two different ways. It said Huff, or it said Steve Huff, and then it said what was the other one? Like Huff Paranormal or something.
I think it said Steve Huff twice.
Yeah.
Steven.
It's very weird.
Well, yeah. Anybody who's watching this later on can rewind it and watch it again and again if they want to.
And
We
these are all
encourage
on your
it.
TikToks, right?
Yeah. All this stuff can be found on TikTok.
Under Utah Paranormal on TikTok.
Yep.
And that's not to say it was Jeffrey Dahmer, but it was a very intelligent,
It was crazy.
responsible way.
That was cool. Tell us what's happening here.
Ooh.
So we've caught some pretty crazy stuff on our security cameras around our home. I believe this was in 2021, October of 2021, if I remember correctly. Des noticed that there was an alert sent to our phones. Anytime there's a motion picked up on our security cameras, it'll send us an alert to our phones. And so she opened it up and there was nothing there, but when she went frame by frame, it went from like an orb, almost like a ball of light, into this figure. And if you look at it, there's a head, a collar, like a neck. It looks like it's wearing a dress shirt,
Mm-hmm.
a left ear, shoulders, and a torso, and then whatever the hell that light is at the bottom of it. I don't know if that's energy. I don't know what that is, but
That's pretty weird looking.
frame, it was gone. And here's something that's even crazier. I don't know if you can zoom in on that, but it looks like the back profile of my stepdad.
It does. It looks just like
Really?
the back of stepdad's head.
And he's alive still. So that's the trippy part, man, is it looks identical to my dad, to my stepdad.
I'll zoom in on it on post production.
Is your stepdad's father still alive?
So
No.
but here's the crazy part. So my grandpa, my stepdad's dad, looks nothing like my stepdad. Like they didn't look anything alike. My stepdad's was 3 times his size, as far as height and build. They look nothing alike. And my stepdad has a very um, he has a very pronounced head, like the shape of his head. It's kind of like blockish almost, like it's kind of his haircut kind of accentuates it. But dude, and I'll see if I can't find a picture of the back of him to maybe you guys can maybe put it up side by side post production if you so choose. But um, I don't know, man. This is a really weird capture as well. And the thing about our area is it's all Native American.
Now,
Um,
is this a video or is this a picture?
so it was originally a video, the motion, but like I said, you couldn't see this unless you went frame by frame.
Right.
Huh.
This is a screen grab from the video.
Yeah, but you can see like down at the bottom it says like motion detected,
Right.
driveway,
And
and
I
there's
was hoping to see it like floating across the driveway.
right, that's what I was hoping.
that's the crazy part is it just stood it was just there like I said it started out as a ball of light and then it in one frame and then the next frame the ball of light was a little bit bigger and then the next frame was that stuff you see at the bottom and then the next frame was that full figure looking thing.
Does this video have the other frames on it?
No, I don't even know if that's a video. I think that's a still.
This was captured on our driveway camera, on
Oh,
our ring camera.
That's
Are you
just
just talking?
yeah.
That's
Because
pretty
it
crazy.
kind of looks, at first glance, it looks like a white flame coming out of the driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Yeah. The weirdest part
Head
about
up there.
I mean, like I said, when you zoom in, you can tell that is a person. That is 100% a silhouette of a person.
Well, Ray, that's your cue.
And that driveway camera has caught some
I have to do it after,
pretty crazy stuff.
Okay.
but we'll definitely zoom in and put it on there. I mean, to me, it looks like a man's upper body just looking at it, and I have no idea what the flamey thing is.
Yeah, like Kyle said, I think that's just energy, but when you are zoomed in on it, there's a pronounced head and then the shoulders, and then it kind of fades to
I mean, I can see the ear pretty good.
You can see
the ear for sure.
and you can see the definition of the hair too, which is pretty
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah, definitely send us a picture of the back of his head if you want.
Yeah, I'll get one. That way you guys can match it up side by side.
Like, it looks like he might even have like an over jacket on, like he's dressed up for church
Yeah,
or
like a
something.
white collar
Right.
with a jacket over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, now this type of stuff is so much better than watching like, a REM pod go off for yes and no. You know what I mean? It's just so much better.
Oh, I agree. And we were just sitting here watching TV one night when that happened. And she was like, "Oh my God, you got to see this." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, let's see it." I'm like, "What do you look
Mhm.
like?" So yeah,
That was
it's
good fun. Yeah.
pretty crazy. It's amazing what security cameras will capture around the clock that you would normally wouldn't see. But the fact that it had enough mass to set off the motion detection,
Right.
because we have it set up to where it only will alert us if a person is detected. That way we're not getting 1,000 alerts all day long, like, oh, there's a car driving by, sets off.
Right.
It has to be a person.
Yeah.
Or rain.
Animals, cats, dogs.
Snow.
Spiders, like we could have a spider dangling there and it's not going to send us a notification saying there's motion.
I will say the only bullshit video I've ever seen you guys put up was the one you reposted lately with the snow.
The snow.
And you said, "Look at all the orbs." I laughed so hard.
Millions
and then
of
people are
orbs.
coming in. People are coming into the chat and they're coming into the comments and they're like, "You really think that's orbs of snow?" And we're like, "Yeah, no shit."
They thought they had the gotcha moment on me, man, big time.
Yeah.
I'm just poking fun right now. Like, are you serious? You don't see those millions of orbs? It was the biggest slaughter in American history happened on my front lawn.
Bug flying by. Oh wait, what's that by the car?
Yeah, that's what you need to pay attention to.
Oh, it's crossing the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Why
it
has it got to
goes up
stop
to the
right
different
there?
house.
Well, so here's the crazy part is it continued on
Hmm.
and disappeared into the front door of the neighbor's house. But the damn recording stops from the ring cloud. It
Mhm.
Yeah.
stopped recording to be able to, like, when you go back to look at it, it stopped at
Now
the,
it ran into the front door over here.
Yeah,
yes.
it goes right up to their
So
front.
when it, oh,
And that
that's
family has 12 children that live there. So at first I was like, maybe this is my neighbor's kid, you
Mhm.
know. So and this is at two in the morning. And I text Jose, my neighbor. I say, "Hey, is your daughter walking around or one of your kids walking around?" He said, "No, we're all in California right now."
Oh shit.
what?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like, well, I just seen something walk
Well,
through your driveway, go through the back of your car, cross.
Ray, can you bring it back to in the beginning where it first appeared by the car? I wanna see the size compared to the car because it looked like the head was just right there. Stop. Right. Look at the
It
head
looks
is
like a
just
little
right
kid.
at the freaking fender.
Oh.
So it's not like if it's a spirit, it's not a full adult.
Right.
It's definitely a kid.
Oh, but it gets creepier. Watch this. Watch how it comes out of the shadow of the car here, right there.
Yeah, when it's in the driveway on there.
It's
Like
got a it's
it got
is it
solid.
portraying a shadow? I'm looking.
It got solid. It looks like.
Yeah, by the car.
Like look how much darker it got.
Mhm.
I don't know if
Hmm.
that's from a light or what, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I wish you could
Hmm.
see the video because it goes right up that sidewalk and into the
If
door.
you watch, it covers that tire that right there, but it doesn't block out the tire here. But it does there. That's
Yeah, it's
so
almost like it goes from like translucent to a solid to a translucent to a solid.
exactly like that's what it looks like, and it looks like it does it as it's running across the street.
Yeah, it's
Come
definitely
back far enough,
translucent as it's crossing the street.
'cause there it's pretty solid.
So is this night vision or not?
No,
It
this
doesn't
looks
it
normal.
doesn't look like night vision because it's got full colors.
Yeah, and our exterior lighting was on, so it wouldn't have been recording in night vision.
Okay. Because I know night vision will make things in the distance look transparent, but if this isn't night vision, well, that cancels that out too.
Yeah, this isn't night vision. If you look at the bottom, like if you look at the driveway, you can see the projection of our exterior lighting that's going projecting onto the fence, projecting onto the ground.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
Now, how did you notice this?
A car had drove by like seconds before, which set off the motion detection. So I'm like, it's
Huh.
2 in the morning. Why, and normally we don't even get notifications when a car drives by. So I'm just watching it and then I'm starting seeing that thing appear in the bottom left. And I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is that? Rewind. And I'm like, one of Jose's kids is out walking across the street 2 in the morning. So like I said, I text him. I said, hey, is one of your kids walking around right now? And I didn't hear back from him until the following morning, like 6 hours later. He said, hey, no, sorry, we're in California right now. What are you talking about? And I showed him this video when he got back, and he was like, start speaking in Spanish and saying shit about, ghosts and Santa Muerta and,
Oh,
He does have a daughter who is about that size as far as, height.
okay.
So there's always that possibility, but you said they were gone.
yeah, they were all in California. So
That's a little tiny. Like if that's a kid, that's tiny. That's
Right?
not even
Little,
barely
little.
up to the door.
Way too little to be out at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And it gets a little taller. In the full video, when it goes up to the door, it does grow just a little bit taller.
Well,
That's weird.
That happens, right?
Sorry, what?
Nobody grows that fast, is what I'm trying to say.
I
No,
tried.
never grow that fast.
That was pretty freaky. I don't remember ever seeing that one.
I don't know that we put it up on our TikTok, did we?
it's on there, yeah.
It's on there, yeah. See, you got to watch our videos, Ray, and then you'll see them.
I'm too busy making my own.
No, it is a good capture. And
That was a great capture.
like I said, at first I thought maybe it was one of the neighbor kids and the ring camera was just picking it up, kind of pixelated. But when Jose, my neighbor, said no, we're in California, I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I even asked the neighbors across the street that had 12 kids. I said, "Was any of your kids outside last night?" No, they're they're in bed, and they don't even have kids that are that small.
Yeah, all their kids are.
When it ran up to the door, did it open the door or just disappear
No.
out the door?
Just disappears right into the door, like it absolves right into the door.
Like it
That
just.
is crazy.
It was great. That's a good one.
I'll do my best to try to find the original video. The issue is that we've changed cameras out there since, so all the previous recordings, I think it only goes back 2 years, and this was in 2021.
Oh no.
But it
That's
might
still cool.
be on my phone somewhere. I'll try to find it.
Hmm.
Because the full video is
The full
fucking
video is
even
way better,
crazier, dude.
yeah.
Like you see a side profile of it walking up the sidewalk from the driveway. You see it turn and go right up to the door,
Mhm.
and then it's fucking gone.
Wow.
That's nuts. What we got here?
Well, we got another one.
This is pretty funny. This is actually a really funny one.
Oh, we're gonna laugh on this one, huh?
I hope so. I laughed when it fucking said it to me. So
All right, let's see what happens here.
Can you come through and talk to us? Oh my God, that just said, what a dumb question.
Dude, that was clear.
Play it again.
Wow, hold on.
Can you come through and talk to us? Oh my God, that just said, talk to us? Oh my
Spirit's like always asking me the same old shit.
yeah, what a stupid
That's
question.
funny.
No, I can talk to you.
Like that's one of the more clearer sentences that I've ever heard.
That's them doing this. you
Yeah.
know?
And it sounded like you have it on like 250 milliseconds at least.
It was sweeping fast, yeah.
That's crazy. That was a good one. That's funny.
To get that level of a response, I mean, how many words is that? What a dumb question. Four or five words spanning over 250 milliseconds. I mean, that's. Oh,
It's her tone that gets me. What a dumb question.
Right. She had a little sass.
to us? Oh my God, that just said, what a dumb question.
I like how excited you got on that one. That's great.
Right? Well, that's a lot of syllables, It's 5 syllables.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good.
Where's that at?
That's in The Office with all the haunted stuff, and that actually was shortly after Megan followed us home from Virginia City.
Hmm.
I believe
I
that's
remember Megan.
at the time.
Say that again.
I believe that was Megan that came through and said that.
Megan
That,
is
that makes a lot of sense.
your resident spirit,
Yeah,
right?
you want to tell us a little bit about Megan real quick?
Sure. Megan, so Des and I went to Virginia City in 2019.
Yeah,
2000,
18 or 19.
yeah,
It's
2000.
been a while.
Well, no, because we were living here. So it was
Yeah,
2020.
that's true.
It was 2020, and we were investigating the Yellow Jacket mine in Virginia City. And we were kind of set up, we had our spirit box and stuff set up outside of the entrance of the Yellow Jacket mine, where I believe it was like 18 people burned to death in a mine fire. You'll have to look up the exact numbers, but I believe it was something like 18 people or something like that. Um, but these three women came through our spirit box, and we were having full blown conversations with them for, I would say, what, like 20, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
just nonstop, like intelligent responses. And they were like switching off back and forth to each other. And one of the names that came through was Megan. And so we leave Virginia City after a few days, and I just felt very strange, like something had attached itself to me on the drive home. And we started having electrical issues in our brand new Jeep at the time. Our Jeep probably had a couple thousand miles on it. And we started having electrical issues in our Jeep. And then I get a notification that somebody unlocked the front door to my house. And I'm like, who the hell's at our house right now? So I pull up our the doorbell camera, and there's nobody there, but you can hear people inside of our house talking.
You can hear the deadbolt unlatch, the door open, and you can hear conversation, like faint conversation happening the whole time.
Yeah. So I'm thinking somebody broke into our house. I immediately call my brother-in-law, and I'm like, bro, grab your gun, go to my house. Somebody literally just broke into my house. They're there right now. I can hear them. I'm on, I have him on the phone, and I have the video pulled up, and I'm like, dude, they are there right now. Hurry and get over there. They only live like, so the whole time he's on, FaceTime with me, and he's, hurrying over here, and he gets over here, and the door's closed, but the deadbolt is engaged, but the door is open. So the door's open, the deadbolt's engaged, but the door was like trying to close, but the deadbolt was preventing it from shutting
Yeah,
all the
like
way.
it was open, but it wouldn't close because the deadbolt latch was, hanging
Right.
out.
So he gets here, kind of sweeps the area, comes inside, and he was like, bro, there's nobody here.
Hmm.
And
But
so
your door was open.
the
Door
door
was
was
open.
the door was open. They had like the deadbolt is on a electronic. It's an electronic one where you have to put in the number and it'll, um, unlock.
Disengaged.
And then, like I said, like Des said, you can hear it in the video re-engage. Like it was, so it unlocked, the door opened, and then the deadbolt re-engaged again. And like it was trying to lock. And so, long story short, we get home, Malik for 4 days, our dog, our little French bulldog that you guys know and love, that you guys know, that those of you who have watched us for the last 5 years, Malik wouldn't come near me for 3 or 4 days, would not come near me. And I was irrationally like pissed off at the dog. Like, fuck you, man. Like, what's your problem? And so like 3 or 4 days, he was just like very skittish towards me, almost like he sensed something was attached to me. And so anyway, so we start doing sessions in our home, like portal box sessions. And then Megan starts coming through. more and more and more. And then it just became like every single time. But then it became she would start turning on flashlights throughout the house, on our cell phones, turning on lights, like on demand every single time. But sometimes, like my phone would just be sitting 10 feet away and my flashlight would come on. So it became like this thing, a way for her to communicate. And she's been here ever since. She's been here ever since. She's still here.
Now, let me ask you this. Was your video with the thing running across the street, was that before or after you met Megan?
I believe that was before.
Yeah, that was not too long before.
So
Yeah.
that definitely wasn't her running across the road or nothing.
No, but here's the thing. So Megan was a real person. Like she was a person that was alive.
Yeah,
We looked her up. She died in a car accident 3 weeks. She lived in Virginia City. She died in a car accident 3 weeks before we got there, but she died in a car accident just right outside of Reno. And for those who are familiar with Virginia City, it's like a 45-minute drive to Reno. Megan lived in Virginia City. She worked at um, the Four Queens or Three Queens or whatever. I think it's the Four Queens
Queens.
Hotel as a um, what do they call them? Like a paranormal, like a
Like a
host,
tour guide?
like a tour guide.
All right.
Megan was in her 30s, and so she wouldn't be, some tiny little child.
That's crazy. This whole time I thought Megan was a child.
No, Megan's a
She was-
30,
she was
30 something
wonderful.
year old woman when she died in this car accident. And it was 3 weeks before we got to Virginia City.
Yeah, she still communicates, still get intelligent responses when, we ask questions about her or to her.
That's crazy. When's the last time you went live with her?
We haven't gone live for a while.
Yeah, we haven't live streamed in quite some time. It's
Not
been,
since last summer, probably,
yeah.
honestly.
But
Everybody on break.
I still speak to her.
Yeah, that's not to say we don't
Right.
our own little sessions when
Still
we're
have fun.
And I don't have a choice. Like, they fucking come after me whether I want them to or not,
That's why I think Megan attached to him, because Kyle's just this beacon of light for spirits, and they're like, hey, this guy, I can use this guy. And we had opened ourselves up already with the session that we were having and all the equipment we had. So she latched on, hasn't let go.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I honestly believe I was meant to cross paths with her, almost like she's a spirit guide, like somebody that watches over me.
That's cool.
Hmm.
Do you hear so?
I've never heard of a not to say that that's not the case, but I've never heard of a stranger being a spirit guide for a person. Usually, just from what I've read, that it's mainly, ancestors or relatives that do it, possibly, archangels or whoever, depending on who you are, I guess. But I've never heard of it being someone you've never met. But that's not to say that you didn't know her in another life,
Yeah, if you subscribe to the idea of reincarnation, she could be somebody that I've known before or something.
Interesting.
I don't know. That's the thing with the paranormal, man, is people who say they have it all figured out are so closed off to actually learning. Like none of us truly understand. Like we have an idea of what happens when we die.
Our own
But
theories.
and we have theories and we have our evidence and stuff we've experienced with the other side, but none of us know. No living person on this earth has any idea of what truly happens when we die. Nobody. And anybody that says they have all the answers beyond a shadow of a doubt, they're full of shit.
I would agree with you for the most part of that. The other side is, I think the people that have passed on or have had near death experiences they have a few hints of what happens.
Right.
Right.
but like you said, nobody knows everything.
Right.
I agree. They definitely have a better understanding than those who haven't had those kind of experiences.
That's we were just talking about like TikTok, and I was like, well, after talking to Ray and going over all the videos that I've been seeing on my For You feed right now, it's like, man, I'm on a hunt for people that are new now, just because they're not, well, just somebody that has good footage, because none of the good footage gets any publicity. So it's like you got to go to somebody that's semi new, but that's been doing it for a while, but maybe they're new to the online scene, and go back and look at their footage, because once in a while you'll come across something really nice, really good, something really good that nobody's seen, because that's what I should do. I should start going and duetting some of these videos,
Right.
so that they can get some attention for them.
Smaller accounts.
No, I can share you a shit ton of people like that.
Just the ones that I think are really good videos, but nobody watches them because they're new.
The thing is too, especially with TikTok, man, like we were talking about this last night, B. TikTok now tends to push the people who are getting crazy amounts of gifts. Those are the lives they're pushing out. So people that are doing legitimate paranormal investigations, it's not always, tits and glamour. It's not always, constant activity. There's some pretty dull spots where there's nothing happening. And you get these morons on TikTok and other social media where they're kind of holding their viewers ransom, like, oh, well, I'm going to go into this room, but only when you guys send me X amount of whatever gift. And it's like, you're not investigating, man. You're panhandling for digital currency.
Right.
And why squander the ability? You're at a location. Why squander that ability just to panhandle your audience for money? Like, you're not interested in the paranormal, in my opinion. At that point, you are interested in making money off of views and off of your audience, and have zero interest in the actual discovery of evidence.
Well, numbers don't matter to me. It's quality over quantity, and if there's 5 people in our live watching that appreciate what we're doing, the evidence that we're getting, like that's what matters.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I don't do it for,
Do it.
followers, subscribers.
Right. We do it for
Like
us,
that.
but we're
Right.
just letting people experience what we're experiencing.
Am I leaving all that in, or am I cutting that out?
Oh, I would leave it all in. Oh yeah.
The whole break?
Well, that's up to you.
I see what you said
You'll have
first.
to see how it went.
Yeah, you
I would probably say.
Well, I gotta cut that part out. So, all right, we got another one. You ready?
let's do it.
Can you see it?
No.
No.
All right, hold on. How about now?
Yep.
All right. So I'll play it, and then you can tell us if we missed it.
That is on straight red. Take the light off it. What?
Yeah. So the spirit that's following us, can you please tell us your name? We know that you're here. The fuck?
What the fuck was that? Dude, this thing's going crazy and something just punched the fucking wall behind us.
Yeah.
That place is hectic, man.
That
And that
place had no
wall.
power, right?
There's no power there.
Yeah, it's abandoned.
It was burned it was burned quite significantly. 3 people lost their life in that fire in the upstairs. And so the city had cut power to that building like 2 years prior. So there's absolutely zero power going to that place, and there's no transformers anywhere near that building.
That wall you're looking at, well, you were looking at, there's a little tiny bathroom behind there, and that's where that.
Yeah, I'm gonna replay it here.
Mhm.
Was that like that was loud in the headphones? Just so you guys know,
Dude, it was loud as
Wow,
shit when
yeah.
we were standing there.
it sounded like it. It sounded like it kind of scares you a little bit.
It scared me. It startled me. I will not lie. I thought somebody was in there with us, like a physical person, and I was getting ready to throw hands.
All right, let's play it one more time. Maybe.
That is on straight red. Take the light off it. What?
Yeah. So the spirit that's following us, can you please tell us your name? We know that you're here. The fuck?
What the fuck was that? Dude, this thing's going crazy and something just punched the fucking wall behind us.
That's crazy. That was loud.
That was loud. That's a loud video.
Yeah, and like I said, we've got some really, really, really good evidence from that building. And it's kind of sad because we formed relationships with the spirits that are there or that were there. And it burned down a second or third time. And we went back and there was nothing there. They were gone. And it felt like a piece of me fucking left. Like I know it sounds ridiculous. Um, but it's almost like I lost somebody in like close to me because Des and I had formed like these friendships or whatever you want to call it with these spirits. Like we were there a lot in that building and got really, really good conversations and really good interactions with the things there. And one of them was a little girl who died in the fire. Um, what was her name? Adriana or Mariana?
Mariana, yeah.
Um, it was her dad who passed away, and then Mariana, and then there was another guy. I'm not sure if he was related or not, but um, yeah, I don't know, man. I was very when we finally
The
went,
final investigation.
yeah, the final time we went there, and you know when you go somewhere, you can sense if there's something. You can just physically feel if there's something there. And as soon as we got there and stepped inside, I was like, they're gone. They're no longer here.
That's crazy. You could just tell.
Yeah, and it was
Just
like,
felt normal, huh?
yeah, it was just like completely normal. And walking through the whole place, we eventually turned on the spirit box and other equipment and just
Nothing.
baseline the entire time, just static. So I was like, well, I hope you guys were finally able to move on and find some peace because
But we saw the phone flip over or fall over, and we heard the bang. So the bang was something putting a hole in the wall.
we have no idea.
Yeah,
There was
sure if the
nothing.
hole was there prior or not, to be quite honest with you.
Well, there was nothing disturbed because
Right.
so that place was used for like junkies and like
Transients.
homeless people, transients, that were constantly in and out of there to avoid the weather or to do what they're going to do. And so it was pretty beat up. And so when we heard that noise and I panned around because I was actually holding the phone. This was like in the earlier days where I didn't even have a tripod that I was carrying around with us. I was just holding the phone in my hand.
Oh,
And so I mean if you look at that video, if you guys want to go back and look at it, you can see just how in disarray that the layout is. Like there's garbage everywhere. There's pieces of drywall that have,
Well, I think I have another video from the same place, maybe in the daytime.
Most likely.
yeah, there's a couple from there.
Here, let me get this one open real quick.
It was an apartment, like a 2 or 3 family apartment. I think only 2, upstairs and downstairs.
This the place?
Yeah.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
place. That's upstairs.
That's upstairs, and that's where the fire started and spread and killed the 3 people.
Isn't that the same? What else? You had something big happen in that hallway.
Yeah, I showed up, and it was actually at this exact day. I showed up, and a homeless guy was in this the room to the left, right outside where the REM pod's sitting.
Yeah.
There was a homeless guy laying under a mattress that was set up against the wall, and he was laying under it, and he startled the shit out of me when I first got in there. And I was live streaming at the time, so anybody that's watching this that remembers this day can attest. This is no bullshit, 100% actually fucking happened. And the dude like tried to come after me. And I was like, dude, you better take a step back before I knock you the fuck out. Like, go back to doing what you're doing. I'll be out here in this hallway. You can do you. I'll just be out here and we'll stay out of each other's way. And I believe it's this clip, you can hear me say, you better hurry and grab this dollar before the guy in the other room tries to grab it.
Yeah, I wasn't there that day with you.
Let's check it out.
Can you touch the dollar? What's up, Thunder? Can you do me a favor and just touch that dollar bill? I'm gonna leave it here for you, so you make sure to grab it before the guy in this other room grabs it. Whoa! Jesus Christ! What the? Dude! What? And did you hear that bang right after that? What the? Bro, that thing like came at me with force. No, it's not windy. So you can see, it's not windy. Like, see the tree out there? I don't know if you can. It's not windy. There's no wind. You don't say. Oh, I say. Oh, Now the REM pod's going crazy. Are you draining the power off of that machine? Can you turn the flashlight off since you're right there? Who's doing that? Touch the flashlight. Wow. Not working, it said. Can you take a step back, please? Thank you. Oh my God, my heart's racing. That was cool. Thanks for moving the dollar. I appreciate that. Is that Mariana? Yes? Is that you, Mariana? That was Spanish.
It's a pretty cool little clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very weird day. like with the transient guy, and then what we just watched there. And like I said, it wasn't windy. None of the other stuff around the dollar blew away or blew. Like if it was windy, it would have to be directed right at the dollar, and it would have blown other stuff that's sitting around it. And so for the only thing to move is the dollar, and I asked, "Can you grab it or move it?" I don't know. That's one of those ones that's kind of left open to interpretation.
Still pretty cool. Like that was a bunch of shit going on all at one time.
Yeah.
I liked the dollar thing. That was pretty cool. It kind of like flew right at you.
Yeah, and there's actually another video that includes that same dollar because I tucked it away into the wall. Like I left it there for them. And there's another video clip where I get pushed. And in the clip, I asked Des, can you make sure the dollar's still there? And this was weeks later. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That building was just constantly buzzing.
Hi, Malik.
Yep. There's Malik.
Oh, what's up, dog?
Say hi, Bubba.
There's the mascot for Utah Paranormal.
He's more famous than we are. He got recognized
Right.
Taco Bell drive-through, bro.
Dude, what's going on with the dogs?
The lady said, I swear I've seen that dog on a shirt. And I said,
yeah.
yeah. And then she says, oh, you're paranormal people. It was pretty funny.
I got a clip here that looks kind of funny.
What you got?
It's a surprise.
Oh yeah, this one.
You ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Can talk into that and we'll be able to hear you.
Fat.
It said fat and then it left.
Fat.
It said fat and then it left.
Thanks, I guess.
That's hilarious. Like I don't think people realize that sometimes you get a little humor on an investigation.
Especially there,
Yeah.
this place.
This is the same place we've been talking about, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Same place.
Just a different angle.
Yeah, same hallway.
Just looking the other way. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's obviously, that one speaks for itself. Motherfucker calls me fat and then laughs at me. I'm just like, all right. I mean, what a burn, man. I got nothing. I have no rebuttal. You dick.
All right, now this one here, probably getting close to the last one, but I got to play this one because this one also features our co-host Brandon, Real Ghost Hunter 1. So let me pop this one up for you guys.
Well, you know it's got to be good then, right?
I mean, we'll find out.
We'll find out. Bring it on.
Nah, let me play it first, then you can tell us about it.
Ask your spirits over there to come and talk through the box.
Hey, Megan. Megan, if you're here and you can hear me, if there's any way possible, flashlight just went on. Can you go over to where Brandon is in Wisconsin and talk through his machine that's on the table and say hi, Kyle? And say hi, Kyle.
That's awesome.
Gail?
Hey, Kyle.
Yeah, and we live nowhere near each other.
No, no.
Brendan's in Wisconsin, apparently.
Wisconsin, apparently.
Wisconsin.
It's Canton, and it's like 1,300 miles.
That's not the only time either that we
And she traveled pretty quick. If
Yeah.
that was her, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a female voice
Yep.
who came through.
and your flashlight move.
Yeah, right before
Right
and
before.
damn flashlight, come on.
Mm-hmm.
There is I sent you another video of getting pushed in that hallway, and this motherfucker apologizes to me. Like the spirit, I literally was grilling him like, that's fucked up. You pushing me like that, and it straight up says, "I'm sorry,"
Apologetic.
and I'm like, what? Like clear as day, dude. Clear. I mean, if you want to play it, Ray, and then you can just trim down to the end. It's a very good video.
Is this one it?
Yeah, it's kind of long, but if you want to like trim down to the
2 minutes. Good Lord.
that's what I'm saying. If you play like the first 10 seconds and then go to the last like 20 seconds.
All right, we'll give it a try.
What the fuck was that?
Something just fucking pushed me.
Are you okay? Are you
I'm
okay?
fine, but fuck off, dude. Seriously, not cool.
No, we don't, John.
Do not do that.
Yeah, not to the
Look, I
end.
just went to green.
Hello, Dolly. I know. I've seen that.
No touchy. That was very aggressive. What the fuck, man?
He said
I've been nice all night.
No touchy.
Not cool.
And then where'd you say to go?
Like the last 20 or 30 seconds.
Attack me. I've been nothing.
Right here.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Here's good.
Oh, my arm.
My fucking leg, dude. Ow.
Are you okay?
Both got injured, huh?
That's bad. Yeah, that's not nice. It's unnecessary to be aggressive like that.
Yeah, don't attack me. I've been nothing but respectful to you guys. I bring you gifts. I come talk to you.
Yeah, we just like hanging out.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, that's hilarious.
We'll acknowledge that.
It's okay. Just no need to like, get all crazy with me.
He said it's okay.
Jay says sorry.
Yup.
Yeah, that was
That's great. That was
yeah. There was a weird screech if I remember too.
There was a
When I asked you to check for the dollar and it's all
Mhm.
yeah. Shortly before where you
That is a long clip, though.
it is.
Yeah.
It's like 2 minutes something.
Well, I think that's going to conclude the podcast for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank Kyle and Des for joining us. We had fun. Saw some good footage. If you want to see some more, please join them on TikTok at Utah Paranormal, and you can see all their footage. So
I highly recommend going and checking them out.
And there will be more to come.
Yes, we will be live streaming again soon.
That's what we all say.
I mean, it's warm weather now, so
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, it's impossible to get Des outside of this house in the winter time.
sure.
I don't blame her. I mean, it looks like you guys get too much snow there.
So quick comment before we end it. Those of you who are watching on YouTube, please comment down below if you like the segments where we add in the videos and the evidence and stuff like that. We would love to keep bringing these to you. Let us know if you enjoy them. And if there's nothing else, we will see you next week.
Y'all have a great one. Thank you, Kyle and Des. Have
You're welcome.
a great time.
Having us on. Appreciate you guys.